live with Collectors Confessions. I'm Chad, and in this week's Collectors Confessions, we're going to look at the comics that we bought throughout the week. Maybe you agree that you should be buying them. Maybe you disagree that I shouldn't be buying them. Each week I go to my local comic shop and buy a ton of comic books, and at the end you try to guess how much I spent. Here is my stack for the week. There's my receipt. So let's get into what we bought this week. It's a big stack. Wife was not happy. We have Loki driving the Batmobile with us today. So let's get into this. Let's move this microphone a bit to the middle. Right, gotta be centered more. All right, here we go. First off, this week we bought Batman and Robin number 10. This is being written by Joshua Williamson. Joshua Williamson wrote The Flash a couple of years back, and it was absolutely fantastic. And he continues to do fantastic work with this Batman and Robin. If you're not reading this, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend checking out Joshua Williamson's other stuff. He has become one of the best writers over at DC in the last couple of years. So there we go. We start with that. Oh, comic plug, I knew you'd be here. I'm glad you look forward to it. I'm glad someone watches it live. It's usually you and maybe someone else, or hopefully we grow as the months go on and the weeks go on. This one is the one I've been looking forward to the most this week, and I haven't said that yet. Oh, just so you know, this week's episode is filled with joy, all joy episode, because comic books bring us joy, and I want people to realize that comic books bring us joy. That's why they're there. This is the second sequel to Gotham by Gaslight. It's Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age. The first Gotham by Gaslight, which I bought on the newsstand, was from February 1989. That many years ago. There was a subsequent... It's actually the first Elseworld story, too. Gotham by Gaslight is DC's first Elseworld story. There was a sequel in 1991 called Batman Master of the Future. This is the sequel. It has taken over 30-something years, 33 years to get a second sequel. I cannot wait to read this. I was going to try to read it before filming this, but I got caught up with something else. I'm hoping everyone else is buying this, all right? Batman and Robin has been solid. Joshua Williamson is a solid writer. Blue Beetle number 10. Blue Beetle has been good, actually considering buying the first appearance of Ted Kord. He appears in a Captain Atom. I think Captain Atom 23, I think he appears in. I'm going to start looking for that at shows now. The original Blue Beetle was Dan Garrett. He appears way back in 1939. I don't think I can afford that one. I think I can afford the Ted Kord first appearance. It's a Carlton comic. And if you don't know the story, Carlton Comics gets bought by DC. They buy their characters, and there's a whole bunch of characters in the DC universe now that are actually from Carlton Comics. Phantom Stranger, Captain Atom, the Blue Beetle. There's others. I'm really, the next convention I go to, which is going to be Garden State Comic Fest, I'm going to start looking for that first appearance of Blue Beetle in the Captain Atom comics. We'll see how much it costs. DC Pride Uncovered. This is just the covers from the DC Pride things. Short story at the beginning, but it's mostly the covers. And I love the cover work at DC, so you know I buy a lot of variants. So I figured this was, right up my alley, and it's Flash appearance. So we have to buy it because it's a Flash appearance. That's the rules of buying comics. We also have Green Lantern number 12. This is being written by Jeremy Adams, who also was a writer on The Flash for a number of episodes. Met him at New York Comic Con a couple of years back. He is a fantastic guy. He signed some stuff for me. We had the chat. I was wearing one of my Flash shirts, so we got to talking. Great guy. He's doing a great job on this too. So you got two former Flash writers writing Batman and Robin and writing Green Lantern, so they're spreading out. They get their start on Flash. They do such a great job, and then they move on. And if you want to know more about the Flash's impact on DC, we have a episode coming out where Brian talks about the Copper Age and what the Copper Age is, and how the Flash has influenced the beginning of every one of the ages: Silver Age, Bronze Age. So that should be up either next week or the week after. Yesterday, if you didn't catch it, we had an interview go live. On Tuesday, we had an interview go live with Mike Allred. It may be our best interview yet. Yes, I've been picking up Milestone books. Yes, I got every single hardware issue that has come out so far. So I've been buying them as they come out. I do. I have a couple of hardware from the old ones, so they're really hard to find. You go to a comic convention or to comic shops, they don't have a lot of milestones in the boxes. Even the dollar bins, there's not a lot. I think I bought 3 at the last convention we went to, and the next one I'll keep looking for them. I'm really enjoying the old milestones. I don't know why it started again for me. I guess I enjoyed the reboot of them, so I said I'm going to go back and get them. I bought the first appearance of Static Shock about a year and a half ago at a really good price, and I said, you know what, I'm going to build from there. So Outsiders continues. This is Outsiders number 8. Another Batman family title. There are so many of them, it's hard to keep track of. Speaking of how many there are, Red Hood, The Hill. This has been pretty good. It's the Red Hood goes in and is helping his old neighborhood from what is kind of like a drug dealer, but he's more like a businessman drug dealer. This has been good. Really, really, really enjoying this. Maybe I'll reach out to the writer, Sean Martin Bro. Maybe I'll reach out to him, see if we can have him on the show. You know how we do our interviews? I read a comic book. I love the comic book, and so I go and try to get the author on and talk to him about what's going on. Really, the Mike Allred interview was fantastic. Sinister Sons number 5. This is one of my favorite ones going on right now. Peter Tomsay. I started looking into the first appearances of Laura Zod, which is Zod's son. He first appears in Action Comics 984, which is recent. I actually have it, so I don't need to go out and get it. And Korg, which is Sinestro's son, first appears in Green Lantern Volume 7, number 4, which I also have. So I have their first appearances. I may actually have every single one of their appearances right now, which I was happy that I don't have to go out and buy more first appearances. Suicide Squad Dream Team comes to an end in this issue. This is issue number 4. Now, both Suicide Squad's limited series ended, so I'm going to start reading both of them. I'm hoping they do something else. We shall see. We'll see what part they play in the James Gunn universe. So that's it for our DCs. Marvel is being very occupied by the Blood Hunt. Blood Hunt 3 came out. In this one, Miles Morales is turned into a vampire. Yeah, that's a key. Yeah, it's right. Isn't that fun that I know I have these first appearances now, and I don't have to go look for them. Didn't realize when I bought them when they were first appearances. I can't say never. Sometimes I do. Like I'm looking for a first appearance, like that Ted Cord I'm going to look for. I never go out really looking for keys, but sometimes I am to them. If you watched our video from the Central Trenton High School Comic Convention, 3rd annual, I bought a monster key at that one. The most I've spent on a comic book in probably 7 or 8 years. You know, I keep my costs low. I try to get deals. That's me. Blood Hunt 3, the red band one, with some explicit content, a lot of blood, more guts in these. At some point, I'll open them and read them. The stories are exactly the same, so kind of don't have to read them. Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt number 2. The problem I'm having with Blood Hunt is actually this. This keeps changing. So at one point, this will be the order, but then something won't come out because of delay, and it will mess up the order. I actually think I'm up to Blood Hunt 3, but I have some other ones in there. I don't know when to read them. I really need a better order. Strange Academy Blood Hunt number 2. Actually, funny, I've been reading these in bed. And then also over at Marvel, last week and this week continues. Skottie Young is doing these big Marvels covers. So this is Fantastic 421. Great thing. If you know, he's one of my favorites over at Marvel. My favorite character at Marvel is Iron Fist. My second favorite character is probably Jack of Hearts. Third favorite character is probably The Thing. Weird grouping for me. Scarlet Witch number 1. Also a big Marvel Skottie Young cover. Skottie Young is one of the, at the top of my list, one of the artists top of my list just to have on here. Spider-Boy number 8. Again, Skottie Young cover. And then Miles Morales. Look at those side by side, how great that looks. They could be interchangeable. Another Skottie Young cover. Probably one of my favorite characters that Skottie Young draws is the way he draws the Hulk. Just so unmenacing. And this is the Hulk 13. I've been really enjoying the whole comic with this whole him fighting monsters. It's the way the Hulk should actually be. Hulk shouldn't be like as much a superhero as he is a monster fighter. X-Men Jubilee. This is a Blood Hunt 2. Number 1. This is also a Skottie Young, so it combines the two big things at Marvel right now: Blood Hunt and Skottie Young. How could you beat that? This is where all the joy comes from. Stuff like this. And finally, the Avengers 15, the last of the Skottie Young covers this month. I love Skottie Young covers. I know some people don't, but... Oh, really? I didn't know that they made a figure of that. That's good. Yeah, that's exactly it. He gives a Max vibe, right? And maybe that's why I like it so much. But I didn't know there was a figure. I'm going to have to look out for it. I have a Daredevil one here somewhere. If you look around, you really know that my stuff's a little disorganized right now. I've been trying to clean up. But I think I have I would definitely keep an eye out for the Hulk one. I really like that character. Deadpool, Wolverine, World War III continues. You got to pick these up because the movie's coming out. Deadpool's going to be appearing more and more in the Marvel Universe right now. So is Wolverine, which he's always appearing. Because of the show, we're going to get more and more of these. More and more of these. Like this. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Thought he did this once before. I guess he's doing it again. You know, when a movie's coming out, we see more and more of the character. So we're going to see more and more Deadpool. We'll see more and more of Wolverine. Hard to keep track of him. Yeah, I know. And who didn't love Ren and Stimpy at our age? I love Ren and Stimpy. I watched it all the time. This one is one, I keep buying it, but I just can't get into it. Let me know if you guys like the Marvel Gods. It's been a little bit confusing, to be honest with you. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I keep buying it. I really can't wait for it to end. Maybe I'm missing something and you guys like it more because of something else. Just let me know. Let me know if you're liking this, because I'm not. Remember, join us we're here every Thursday at 6 o'clock. We go through what we pulled for the week. We can talk about anything else you guys want to comment on. I'll talk about it. I could show you some other stuff that I bought. Sometimes if I get something in the mail, I'll throw that up here too. But mostly we talk about my extremely large weekly pulls list. And this is the final thing on my pull list. Ultimate X-Men. I don't even know what number it's up to anymore. Ultimate X-Men 4. Peach Momoko cover. She's also one of our favorite artists there. Peach Momoko cover. I have to catch up on this. I haven't been reading the Ultimates. I'm going to do a whole Ultimates when the summer starts. I'm a teacher, so is Brian. So we're almost done with school. As soon as we're done with school, it's, 10, 12 comics a day I'm going to read. So I'm saving that Ultimates. I'm going to read them all, hopefully in a day or so. All right, so what do you think? Here's the stack. This is the stack for the week. What do you think we spent on the stack this week? Here is the receipt. And then we look at how much we spent. We spent way more than we should have. That's why the wife was not happy. Oh, Comic Plug so close this week. $110.76. Only $10 off. Both close. Corundum rolls, both close, like right in between. $110.76. Too much money. $81. Yeah, I wish I wouldn't get yelled at if it was $81. Usually, sometimes during the week, actually, my wife picks the comics up because she works 3 minutes from there. I work about 30 minutes from the comic shop, and during traffic, it's impossible to get to. Guys, thanks for joining us. Glad that you guys were all on. Please join us next week, same time, 6 o'clock. We'll look at my pulls for next week. If there's any pulls you want to recommend for me to get, email us, collectorsconfessions@gmail.com. To me, this is the favorite thing I do each week. I love connecting directly with you guys. This is fun for me. We could just chat about comics. Us comic guys have to stay in the community together. Again, check out the Mike Allred interview. This weekend, my cousin bought 1,500 comic books for $50, and I went through them, and I pulled out ones that I want. Insane. And I found a box of comics actually sitting right here. I found this box of comics in my attic, all the way in the back, that I had forgotten about, and we go through that on the episode coming up. That probably in 2 weeks. There's some insane stuff in here I had completely forgotten about were in here. So, thanks for watching. We will see you next week at 6 o'clock. Make sure you like. I know most of you are subscribers already. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you next week. Again, thanks for joining us. Love what you collect. Collect what you love. Loki stole the Batmobile.